I'm going to be doing some lovely little skincare and talking about legal stuff. So fun. So, I am going to be joined by one or two other people. So that's going to be fun. We're just like all going to talk about the same person. And it's going to be a Discord call, and I do have their consent to record this. One of them is also recording this for a video. But I do have both people's permission to record this and have their voices out there. I might have to. Well, I hope that the other person that will join along the way has a voice module because they don't really like their voice, which totally acceptable. So. And no, I will not be linking my Discord down below because my Discord is strictly like professional and stuff. It's mostly for like keeping up with my friends and stuff, like personal and professional. Some lovely music blasting already. Hope that's not copywritten, because I'm already filming.
Hey, Beth. How you doing?
I am good. I am going to be doing some skincare because we are going to be talking about some very heavy stuff. Stalking, harassment, doxing for you, as well as ban evading, and all that lovely stuff that can and will put someone in jail.
Alright, hold on. Let me go grab my headphones.
That's fine. My little CEO is here. This is my CEO.
You got the cat's the CEO.
Yes, because I basically bend to his every whim, as every cat owner should, because that's how cats are. Just like, hey, clean this up for me, even though that I made it. So he's just in the frame. You'll see it once this video goes up, so it's pretty fun. You gotta knock over my laptop and then I'm gonna be mad. Go, come on.
Alright.
Go.
Let's start recording in a couple of seconds.
Okay, and I already put a disclaimer that I do have your consent to actually post this with your voice as well as gestures. And I also mentioned that Jester might have a voice module to change their voice, which totally fine. So I do have both of your consent to actually post this.
Yes. Full permission. Ready?
I am 100% ready. We have the exact same tweets to read from that Queen also used in her video.
Got my receipts right here. I'm not going to put them up on screen because I don't want to risk getting copyright striked a third time.
Yeah, well, Queen already got copyright struck by me because legally I'm allowed to do that because she does not have my consent to do it. Which actually brings us to our first thing to talk about.
Should be working.
Okay.
Now. There we go. Alright, hello everyone. It's Quartz. And I'm here with state your name for the court.
My actual legal name is Bethany. I changed it due to personal reasons, but like most of you on here know me as Miss Monday. And Quartz actually met me through one of my Twitter accounts,
And
one of my Twitter accounts, which he calls me Wendy over there, which totally fine.
yeah. Right, so welcome to the final Queen video, at least for a while.
Unless she does some other fucked up shit that is technically illegal, which is actually possible considering the type of shit that she's done in the past. So,
so, yes, it's the reason why I brought Bethany along is because she is another victim of Queens, as I've mentioned many times. And this video has no ability to be copyright striked because guess what? This has none of her art, this has none of her name, except for the parts where I speak, but that is not copyrighted. No visual things are seen here that can be copyright striked. And I might as well include a disclaimer. Do not harass anyone mentioned here.
No one deserves to be harassed over their stupid actions. I don't care how bad they are, do not harass them, because you will be lowering yourself to their level.
Yes. So, I guess we give a brief overview of who Queen is. So, those of you who have been living under rocks or have not seen the videos before they got striked, Queen is a 28-year-old woman.
I call her 30 because I'm rounding up and it's easier to say, hey, this 30-year-old is kind of shit.
Yeah. But yeah, those who have seen my videos know her from the video where I defended Eden. And don't worry, we're going to get into that a lot later. But for now, I guess, Beth, you start off with your whole part of this.
Okay, so back in April, end of April, early May, whenever all like the Eden stuff was going down in the Has-Been Hotel fandom, I had one thing wrong, and that's when Queen, Spoken Minds, Loci Sisters, Beep 1404, as I actually call her because, you know, I just like, hey, tweets are there, you can like look. But anyway, enter Queen saying that, hey, you actually got like this information wrong. I was like, oh, I am so sorry. I don't mean to like spread false information because I don't have like the full thing. Because the Eden thing was actually brought up to me by one of my friends, and I'm not going to like say his name or like his at because that's for his privacy reasons, and I do not have his permission to actually like put it out there in this video, and I will not because I'm not a shit person. But anyway.
So you are cutting in and out of it.
I'm cutting in and out?
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't have consent to like put out this person's info, and I'm not going to because I'm decent enough not to do that.
Ish.
I mean, around May 16th, May 14th, May 16th, that's when like things moved off of Eden to me just because I'm actually friends with Quartz. Like, over just being friends, Queen had a problem with that. Well, and she also like said, hey, don't have constant contact with a minor, and I'm just like, okay, don't use my words against me because I was talking to Eden about that. And Eden was doing like heinous things, like actual things that could put minors in danger. Minors like Quartz in danger. Like, hello.
He has put me in danger.
Thank you.
Bring that up later.
Thank you. Like, hello. Like, that's what I mean, and I do not have any intent, like malice intent towards Quartz. I will never have that. Because he is my friend, and I think of him as one of my little brothers, and I'm very protective over my family, and I'm very protective over my friends, because that's how I was raised. And I'm also Italian, and like, hello, families, like, Italian families that are, like, so closely knit, you know everyone's business. You know what's happening to your Uncle Bob down the street. You know what's happening in, like, 3 states over, because Aunt Janet can't keep her damn mouth shut. Like, hello. We know everything. So, around that time, this was after a month of me and Quartz, like, actually talking. Like, talking just as friends, just, like, shit posting, just, like, sending memes, just, like, trying to lighten the situation a little bit, because it actually really hurt both me as well as Quartz, mostly Quartz, because he was, like, so close with Eden. And I made a thread about Eden and all of his shit. That's on Twitter as well. Because I'm thorough. I am very thorough. So,
I think one point that, so I guess we're gonna have to bring points from Queen's recent video.
yeah.
This should be fun. Actually, bother to sit through it, and that's 15 minutes of my life I'm not getting back.
Yeah, no, I heard my dead name, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah. I'm sorry I had to make you watch that.
I watched it on my own fruition. I didn't even know what was in it. I'm just like, could she be using tweets that she does not have my consent or permission to use or view because she is blocked? And did she use a alternate account to view them? 100%.
I think one of the points that was brought up there was something you said about Eden not looking Asian.
Yeah, because Eden claimed that he was Asian. Like, and I'm just going by, like, his facial characteristics, because you can tell whenever someone has, like, Asian descent in them. Like, you actually can. Markiplier actually is half Korean and part German. And also American, because all that. But you can tell that he is from an Asian descent. So.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Like, I don't go off of skin tone, because if I did, I would be a hypocritical kind of racist, like Queen is, so. Like, I judge by characteristics, which is a valid thing to, like compare, because, like, between races, you get, like, the, like, similar characteristics. They just might be tweaked a little bit if you are, like, mixed, like I am. So, yeah, and my mom is actually also Cherokee, and same characteristics as I have, and she actually has more Cherokee in her than I do. But most of her, like, genealogy is white, like German, Italian, Old English. But she does have, like, that Cherokee in her. So she has, like, characteristics of a Cherokee. I have some characteristics of a Cherokee, because some Cherokees have, like, a little divot in the back of their teeth, like their front teeth. It's storming.
Yeah. And you can definitely only tell based on characteristics. I mean, I definitely have the Hispanic characteristics.
Yeah, and I have only seen like a few videos where you actually show your face. I'm just like, he's either like Latino or Hispanic, because like my brothers are like kind of like that. But they actually got like the dark skin tone.
On my face.
But like they got like the dark skin tone. So yeah. But to judge someone on like just their skin, and not like the scientific data that I have provided, that I have literally shouted from the rooftops, just like, "Hey, 14%, it's there." Like I literally looked up like the pie chart again. Like the three main parts are Irish, Italian, and Native American. Mostly Cherokee, because around the area that I grew up with, a lot of Cherokees were there, and I'm just like, oh, interesting. But anyway, I actually have like a little divot on the back of my teeth. Like all my teeth have like a little divot, and Cherokee Indians have that. And I always run my tongue over it, just like, hey, this is kind of weird, but it's cool. Oh no, the pressure.
So, another point that I want to bring up from Queen's video was a point she made where I think it was around the midpoint, like the last half of the video, where she brought up the fact that you kept in contact with me even after you blocked me on Twitter.
I only blocked you because Queen basically forced me to. Like, she brought up an issue that you are not proud of, and I will not bring that up. If you want to bring it up, go ahead. But if you don't, that's perfectly fine.
On my own terms, because I feel like it needs to be addressed at one point or another.
Yeah. So me and Quartz was like talking. We're like talking for like an official month. Like, yeah, because the 14th of April, I put out a tweet just like, hey, victims of Eden, come forward and tell your stories so that we can like get this out there. So yeah, like I gave you consent, you gave me consent, consenting individuals over a very serious topic, because like consent is a very big thing for me, and Queen also knows that, but let's get into that later. So we were talking for like about a month, and then Queen brought like the issue that made me like highly uncomfortable because I was like going through it. And I also like asked her multiple times to wait until Tuesday because my phone screen was shattered. So I couldn't film or like talk to my actual boyfriend on my phone because hey, it's shattered. It's in the repair shop. And I don't really like using Twitter on my laptop.
You now have a broken phone. I can understand the difficulty.
Yeah, and my hands are also like very damaged. And typing is very hard for me. It's actually very painful too. And I also said to Queen that my hands are fucked up.
Could potentially cut up your hands.
Yeah, and I think I showed you like the damage on my screen. I think I did. If I didn't, I am so sorry, but like seriously, half of the display did not show up. So I broke like the over screen and also the under screen. Excuse me, Mother Nature. I know this is kind of heavy topic, but please keep thunder to a minimum.
Actually, thundering where you are.
Yeah. My ADHD is so under control right now. But yeah, in the month that me and Quartz was like talking just as friends, nothing heinous, like Queen brought an issue to light that I did not know about. Because Quartz, within his full rights, did not tell me. And was I like a little hurt finding out about it that way? Yeah, so I was mostly scared for his safety because I was that girl that lied about her age, and it ended up with me being trigger warning, groomed. And Quartz knows all this because I willingly put it out on Twitter. And I know Queen saw it too. I know that bitch did. But yeah, a month and I had no information about that until Queen like told me, and apparently Queen can't keep her damn mouth shut and just like, hey, she's still talking to this minor that has like an account that they're not supposed to have, and I'm just like, I didn't fucking know until now. So yeah, I got harassed for not knowing information. Like, hello. I just now found out about that like 30 minutes before the first harassment like DM came in. I was like, the fuck do I do? Like, I'm already stressed out, and this is stressing me out even more. Like, do I go off on them? Do I keep calm? But hey, I chose to stay calm while my anxiety was just like, oh my god, I want to jump. Like, hello, don't harass someone like over that because like they didn't know, and I had to put out a tweet just like, hey, I did not know about this until Queen brought it to my attention. And of course, I asked her like 3 times, like, "Hey, can this wait?" Yada yada yada. She didn't. Harassment. So, shh. Like, why do people do that? Like, why do people resort to harassing someone over something that they did not know? So,
Twitter.
so yeah.
I think what's what was I gonna say? Bothers me is the fact that she took it that far.
She's actually taken it even farther, but we will get into that later on. Hopefully, when Jester is in here. But if we like cover that beforehand, they already know everything. So. So anyway, continue.
But yeah, she took it that far, and the part that appalls me is why she took it that far. Because I think it was because you showed off the screenshots of our DMs. Because people were saying that you were role playing with me, which was untrue. So you showed off the screenshots of our DMs.
Yeah, and I literally like meticulously scrolled back up, which took so long, and I meticulously screenshotted everything. And I even put trigger warnings in it. And I also disclaimer, nothing harmful is happening between me and this minor. I'm not putting this minor in danger by just talking to them. Only talking, no roleplay at all because I'm not going to roleplay with a minor. I'm not. I'm really not. Safe for work or not safe for work, I'm not going to do it. Because I'm just like not comfortable with that due to my age. Hi! My cat's like down below. Hi, what are you doing?
Yeah. So when Queen saw those screenshots, she chose to take it farther by being like, "Oh, you shouldn't be burdening a minor with all this trauma." And I said to her, I had permission to ask.
Yeah, and also
That's when she got salty.
at that point, my whole story was out there. And in case like Quartz didn't like see it, I gave him permission to ask, and I kept it very vague. I kept it like, hey, straight to the point. Not whole life story in like 8 tweets. So yeah, all of this over because I'm friends with someone. Oh my god. Okay, honey, this desk is not big enough for the both of us. It's really not.
This town ain't big enough. It's big enough for both of us, partner. Yeah. Should I move on to my section?
Go ahead. I already know all this, and I'm very pissed off about it still. I'm very pissed off about it still because people enabled that and they didn't catch on to it.
Right, so, let's see. So, first, I want to mention the Eden situation, since that's what kind of kicked this all off. Was friends with Eden for about a week. I considered him my friend, and I was willing to defend him. He gave me screenshots to use, which I ended up using in a video that I made to defend him. And when Eden and I had a falling out, um, ended up making an apology. And another thing is something that Queen mentioned in her video. She stated that she kept me at arm's length because she did not want to quote to a minor about things that they shouldn't be talking about. Which, first off, that's kind of ageist. Minors are allowed to talk about whatever the hell they want as long as it's not safe for work. And second, she was willing to talk to me about the Eden situation very briefly. I will say that, but still. And she allowed me to send her screenshots of stuff that Eden had said to me, including screenshots where Eden had spoken to Jester, despite saying that he wouldn't interact with minors. And right, so now I'm going to have to discuss the roleplay account. Before I get into that, I want to say that I am 14, turning 15 in November. Those who have just lost all faith in me from hearing that, I am sorry, but it's not my fault. But yeah, basically, I just want to give a little context because it matters as to why I had the account and why I did what I did. I mentioned this on the podcast, but I was in some toxic friendships. I was getting back into Discord, so around 2019 ish. And when I was 12, I I met a friend who I will refer to as what's a fake name I can give them?
Ginger.
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 I'll go with Ginger.
Little baby spice.
I'll go with Ginger. All the Gingers out there, I love you. But yeah, so this friend, Ginger, invited me to a server because I was already in another server. Yeah, they invited me to a server, and I just want to keep this. I just want to have everyone keep this in mind. Reminder: I was like 12 when I met this person, and this person was about 13, and I was a few weeks away from turning 13. I want to say like 1 to 2 weeks, and what happened was Ginger had allowed me to do NSFW with him when I wasn't even like a teenager yet. I was a few weeks away from becoming one, and had other minors join in as well. So yeah, it's pretty understandable as to why I thought that it was normal. And the thing was, shit he had me do with him. It's fucking nasty. I will not say what it is because trigger warnings, but it also had me get porn for him, which was of underage characters. I even told him, dude, what the fuck? He was like, alright, like, I don't care, just do it. And because I have abandonment issues, I decided, alright, fine. And his girlfriend enabled this. And Ginger had constantly gaslighted me for the time that I was friends with him. And because of Ginger, I had joined a Hasbin server. And when I joined the Hasbin server, guess what ended up happening? There were people in that server. I think everyone there was between 16 to 19, I want to say. They knew I was damn well 13. And then there were like one or two other people in that server. One of them was an ex of mine. Uh, and they allowed, let me repeat, the 16 to 19-year-olds allowed me and other people who they knew we were minors to NSFW RP. And they also allowed us to view NSFW channels. And they also gaslighted me there as well, but that's a topic for another video. The main point is that I ended up growing up thinking that this was normal. So I'm pretty sure that it's not hard to see why I had that account in the first place. Do I regret having the roleplay account? Well, yes. Then again, I made some friends through that, but still, I do regret it. Have any intention of doing it ever again? Hell no. And Queen had no right to bring that up. The fact that she escalated it to that point and then used it against me to try and ruin my friendship with Bethany was uncalled for. Then I proceeded to make 2 videos on Queen, which, were price striked falsely because her art was in it, even though that was public information that was available up on Twitter. She posted the drawings on Twitter. It's not like did it out of malice. It was more fair use. And she had every opportunity to come to me about it and be like, hey, I don't appreciate you using my art in your videos. Please use something else. She had every opportunity to do so. She had my Twitter. She could have gone to my YouTube comment section. I think she knew my Curious Cat, and she also had my Discord. So she could have gone to me and said, hey, please use something else. I don't appreciate my art being used in your video. But no, she took the salty route.
And let me just say this. She does not have a private account. Like all of her accounts are not private at all. So yes, he did have the right to use that because they were public knowledge. It was public use. So yeah. That's also like a good segue into this.
Then, go ahead.
Queen had screenshots of my private accounts, which she is blocked from in the video. Like first, like they're in the thumbnail, they're all throughout the video. She did not have my consent. She did not have my permission to use screenshots or view them. And yet there's a video out there. So that's that.
Yeah. Then I think afterwards, I had made another channel, which is Chaotic Shard, which is where I posted the Queen video again before it got taken down. But during that short stint, I temporarily had my Gmail on there, which I later took down because it was my private Gmail. But Queen still chose to fucking view it, and because I'm a minor, I am not allowed to have my information put out there without my permission. What ended up happening was she went onto Curious Cat and put my fucking initials and my age onto a Curious Cat answer, which I will give her credit for. She later deleted, but still the damage is done.
And I still have the screenshot.
I think you also mentioned that she had gone into my Instagram,
Ooh.
which is the only other put my legal name.
I actually made a tweet about that too. And I also took a screenshot in case I lost it. I said, so a 30-year-old has made a minor's info public. A 30-year-old has made a minor's info public. Fucking creep. And then Queen quote tweeted, one 28-year-old, it's not really that hard to remember. Bitch, I'm fucking rounding up. I'm rounding up because you're not closer to 25, you're closer to 30. Two, I didn't. The info was publicly available on his channel, his YouTube channel, where he has his, I'm not going to say this, his another personal account of his that she had no right to look for at all or look at, where it says your legal name underneath the username. And three, you say I'm doing illegal stuff, Bethany, but the info you're spreading is starting to become downright libel. I have enough things to put her in jail at this point. And then I said, you still shouldn't be publicly racist and putting a minor's info out there without their knowledge, you doxing bitch. Oh, and on top of all of that, you're a stalker. I have you blocked for a reason. You do not have my permission to speak to me, to look at my post, to have pictures of my post. You do not have that right anymore after the badgering shit you pulled. Like, I went off. I went off on her, and I have that right to do so because, hello, you're stalking me. You doxed a minor who is my friend still because, so what? They had an account that they regret, and they fully regret it. And you also willingly said that you did it. Like, you willingly looked for that information. So, yeah, who's the real villain here? Me for wanting to protect a minor that I care about, or Queen?
And I think through the whole doxing thing, Wild Convoy had gone to me, and he was like, "Why are you threatening a friend of mine?" And all the while, I was thinking, "Oh my God, is he going to bitch to me about Queen?" Like, I'm not threatening her. God damn it! Ended up pulling me and Queen into a call where he essentially told both of us, "Stay in your lanes." And also, I want to add this: he threatened to track down my family if I ever made another NSFW account.
Threatening a minor? Seems kind of illegal.
Like, I wouldn't say, threatening them, their safety or anything, but he did threaten to, track them down or call them. Still kind of suspect.
That's still illegal.
Yeah. And since Queen is not staying in her lane, I'm not going to stay in mine. And also, I do not care if I hear Convoy going after me for this, because at this point, I don't care. What else? I think, well, with that, Queen has called you a racist, despite the fact that she has blatantly disrespected your culture, and not only that, he should not be talking because he has made transphobic comments to Eden. Like, we're not defending Eden here, but I'm going to have to.
Don't misgender trans people. Do not. Don't detonate them. Do not harass them for wanting to be the sex that they believe that they are, because that's actually a thing. And also, do not misgender someone. at all. This is coming from someone.
So,
This is coming from someone that gets mistaken as a male sometimes. And I'm fine with that. I'm like, no, I am not trans. I am cis. I am a cis female that is pansexual. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. Move along.
you're the pansexual getting curious. But yeah, alright, so this was actually posted onto Eden's Instagram, so I nabbed a screenshot from there.
Ooh,
What happened
show.
was Eden had made a tweet around last year, actually. And I quote, "A feminine man, but a man nonetheless. My pronouns are he, him. If you don't use my pronouns purposefully, you're a transphobe." And guess what Queen had to say about that?
Something transphobic?
It said, quote, "A man with B cups and a voice higher than the mice in the grain. Weird how everyone I know is agreeing with me that they ain't accepting buttons to be a dude. If you make up your mind for longer than a month or a week on something, and people might take you serious."
You know, some cis men do have a higher pitched voice. Like, naturally, they have a higher pitched voice.
Until like last year, and then here we go.
Like, you know, like even after puberty, they still have like a higher voice.
Yeah.
Just a little fun fact there. Puberty does not always give men a baritone voice. My dog's barking. I am so sorry if that's blowing out the mic.
Sorry.
Hang on, let me get her down here.
I also want to add is that, okay, so here's how being transgender works. It isn't an immediate process. It's more of a gradual thing.
Yeah, because you have to replace the estrogen in your body or testosterone with the opposite. So either testosterone for estrogen and estrogen for testosterone. Little fun medical
That's how
fact there.
biology works. Also, transgender men have brains similar to that of cisgender men, vice versa. And the thing is that, again, you can choose to be transgender and not physically transition. So the fact that Queen was over here saying, "Oh, a man with D cups and a voice higher than the mice in the grain," you do realize there are people who are transgender or identify as he, him, and whatever, who have a high voice. For example, Jester.
Mm-hmm.
Jester identifies as he, him, yet you do not hear him sounding like I do. I'm a cisgender man, and this is how I sound. Jester also identifies as he, him, and sounds way higher than I do. I know dudes who are like a higher voice than me.
Yeah, and Jester even has a higher voice than I do, and my voice is pretty like alto for a female. Like my voice is deep for a female. And that's totally fine. That's just how my vocal cords like grew through puberty.
What I really love about this is that she chose to say that you were spreading misinformation, but you had the receipts to back up what you were saying.
Mm-hmm. And also the experience with things like this, because like the main issue was Eden, because he put out like, hey, don't call him Buttons because it's like it's either like a dead name or it's like too trauma, which if it is a dead name, I am so sorry. And if it is linked to trauma, again, I am deeply sorry. If it is, because I did refer to Eden as that in one of my tweets, and I was like, I saw that, I was like, oh my god. I'm so sorry if I actually did trigger you. Even though you used one of my triggers, I will not stoop down to your level. So.
I just call him Bugs to piss him off.
I call him Mr. Pancake. I call him Mr. Pancake. Because he flips more than a fucking pancake.
Flipping his mood. Flipping his shit more than a pancake. But we're going off topic, but I will say this. Eden changed his name to Eden because Buttons was the name he used when he was in the Brony fandom.
Yeah, but a lot of like very triggering shit happened in that for him.
Let me hear that in the Convoy's video. How strange.
Yeah, that.
Could it perhaps be that I was lied to?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my god, leave the girl out of decision alone.
What else do we have to go over?
My CEO just tried to ruin my Gerhat of decision for my regular Murder Monday episode, so that's fun.
Did you have planned?
I have a few videos planned, actually. More Native American stories, some Arabian, like folklore, because like I like folklore. I like things that make you like think, just like, oh, do we have something like this in our culture? Because like that's interesting to me. But anyway, ADHD tangent. Continue.
Kind of have like corpse husband vibe.
Yeah, kind of.
What kind of vibe do you want your off?
I don't take no shit from no one.
Edgy goofball, but
don't take shit from no one, but still a lovable teddy bear.
Yes.
I mean.
But anyways.
Tangents.
What do we have to bring up?
I know.
Shit. All right.
Love little ADHD tangents together.
Yeah. So, Gene is apparently bannovating.
Ooh! The fun legal stuff that I learned.
If you look at Queen's name on both, I think, Patreon, Curious Cat, maybe, and YouTube, she goes by the name Spoken Mind.
93.
Now,
Spoken Mind 93.
You see on Twitter, you have Queen of Mean, and you have the Loki sisters. And I also have screenshots of her. Basically, what it said was she had gotten banned.
The Spoken Minds account that she did have is still down. Gladly, it's still down. That is stupid, bitch.
Pull up the screenshots because I forgot to plan ahead of time, like always.
Oh, it's okay. I got them too because I'm thorough. And hey, you piss me off so much that I have to actually do this.
And she got banned for hateful conduct.
You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. That was
Like
for
a bunch
the
of
Spoken Minds
she-made
account.
workers did call out Eden. What?
That was for the Spoken Minds account, and it was towards Eden.
You can commend her for calling out Eden, but there was one part at the end where she did say, the difference to calling you a drama whore, which you are being right now, and calling you an actual whore, which is just a laughable thing to call you. What's wrong with whores? Like, are you salty because people are finding out that you are one?
Nah, that's too good for her because whores, like, if someone says whore, you think, oh, sex worker. People that are actually working to make decent money.
There's nothing wrong with the sex worker industry, trust me.
There's really not. Sex work is work.
As long as you're not doing anything illegal, work is work.
Like, as long as you're not doing anything illegal, drugs or like anything else, you're not harming anyone, yourself or the other person or anyone else around you. Go ahead.
To bring it onto a podcast one day.
Like, hello. People are allowed to do that stuff to actually make money.
Think, what else? Again. Yeah, I did not list my Instagram anywhere.
There it is.
I don't know how the found it.
There it is. So you mentioned
not only that,
you mentioned band evading and or block evading, and there is actually a lovely little law about that. Band evasion or block evasion is the act of attempting to get around a ban, whether temporary or permanent, on a website. Alternate accounts set up by people evading bans from websites are referred to as sock puppets. Typically, if someone is caught evading a ban with a sock puppet, the sock puppet account is eventually banned. And if they, continue doing this like Queen has, an IP, their IP could be banned as well. And an IP ban is when you have been asked to leave because that site no longer wishes to hear from you or offer you service. Evading the IP ban is therefore minimally a violation of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. This is from Wikipedia. Minimally, you would be violating a federal criminal code 18 USC section 1030 A to C.
As a result of the case known as Craigslist v. 3 Taps, basically a judge dictated that circumventing an address block to access a website is a violation of the CFAA or Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. Triple by civil damages.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to bring up the stalking now, or should we go to the harassment?
Let's go with the stalking first.
The stalking, the juicy
I don't
thing?
know which one is worse, but let's go with that one.
Because there's also a law about that over the internet. Federal law provides some tools to combat cyberstalking, which Queen is doing. She posted the evidence in a fucking video and also on her Twitter, which she deleted. You can find anything on the internet if you have the right tools. But under 18 USC 875 subsection C, it is a federal crime punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a fine up to $2,500,000 to transmit any communication in interstate or foreign commerce containing a threat to injure the person of another. So yeah, legal things are fun.
Oh, what else? The harassment.
Okay, that goes back to May 16th, whenever Queen made me aware of your account, like your other account. So yeah, I was going through it. My phone screen was shattered, like both screens were shattered. Didn't have my phone, hands fucked up, yada yada yada. Let's get into the juicy shit. So I already touched on this on both videos that I made, which are still up, by the way, so go watch them. Shameless plug. Queen made me aware. I said, look, I will not RP with him at all, and I still haven't. I will not, because I am not Eden. And I really don't need any more stress from anything Eden related. My phone is getting fixed right now. I get that back on Tuesday. So I'm kindly asking you to chill until Tuesday. Yada yada yada. Queen kept basically harassing me and badgering me. It's like, hey, just block him. It's easy. And I was like, no. I'm not gonna do that right now because I am not in the mental state to actually like look through something that might be triggering towards me. Like, hello, I have that human right to not do something that I am not fully comfortable with. And then I said, great to know you love adding more stress onto someone that has asked you twice not to do so. Oh, and think that okay with something. Oh, and to think that I am okay with something when I am actually not. Because earlier I talked about, hey, I've seen this happen before. And she's like, well, you should know that. You should just block it. And I was like, I'm not going to do that right this second because you're telling me to. So anyway, Queen's just like, oh yes, the stress of a broken phone. True first world problems. Don't worry about this minor being in danger of getting preyed on. This was a month before she doxed you, by the way.
Already preyed on. What are you talking about?
This was a month. An actual month before she doxed him. Hypocritical! So then I went on a tangent to like the stress of Eden, the stress of money, because
turned over a minor and the reveal his real name.
Yeah. She actually put out like your actual like first name in a tweet too, and I saw that and I didn't fucking screenshot it. I'm just like, you really want to continue this bullshit? But I'm sure it's in Twitter's database, and I can get a police record of it. But anyway, the stress of Eden.
Might as well erase my name since it's out there.
Yeah. But
I'm already wearing my A like a friggin' badge. Might as well just say my name.
I mean, if you're comfortable saying it, go ahead.
Alright, my name is Chris, and I work at the local Target. Go fuck yourself.
Fair. Okay. So I said the stress of Eden, the stress of money, the stress of not trying to relapse because, like, hey, I was going through it. The stress of trying not to stress and don't assume shit you know nothing about. Like, she assumed all this shit that she knows nothing about. And I had that right to withhold information from someone that I knew for a month at that point. And Queen didn't really talk to me, so I did not feel comfortable sharing very personal details about my life directly towards her. That is my human right to do so. And then Queen said, alright, thumbs up emoji, so only when it's about you then? Let's back the fuck up real fucking quick right here. I got involved with the Eden shit because my friend was being harassed and literally targeted by by Eden and also another ex-friend now. So, yeah, the Eden shit was not about me. It was about my friend. He was being hurt. He was being harassed. He was being lied about. Like, hello, it was not about me at all. I chose to look further into it. And Eden chose to DM me personally. Eden made it about me with all those tweets boycotting my name and using my trigger. Need I say more?
No, you need not say more.
Good, because my cat's messing in the drawer. What are you doing?
I also want to state this. The fact that she literally does not care about a minor's safety until she says that she does when it becomes convenient for her. For example, again, she was perfectly fine with putting out my name and age out there. Only that.
And also how she got it.
Almost ruining my friendship. Yeah.
So that's
she was perfectly fine with false striking my video. She was perfectly fine with practically harassing me and almost ruining my friendship with you. Which, by the way, took a toll on my mental health. In fact, I even cut myself from that. So, the fact that she's over here saying, like, she was so concerned for a minor's safety, but then proceeded to do this.
Yeah, and while all this was going down and I actually looked at your accounts, I was not mad at you. I did not blow up at you at all. Let me make that perfectly clear. Because it was not his fault.
You were not mad, just disappointed.
Yeah, because I had the right to be a little disappointed and hurt that you kept something that big from me. Which, again, you had full rights to do so because you are ashamed of it due to the circumstances of how you started getting into it. My dog is going crazy. Of course all my animals decide to go buck wild out here.
I was ashamed both because of the circumstances of how I got into it and because of, the effects that it would have had I told you about it.
Oh, and I also put this out there. Like, did I know that you had it? No, until Queen made me aware of it. And, just blocking you for your age, not gonna happen. Actually, really not gonna happen. Because I'm an adult, and I can make my own damn decisions for myself. So, this was May 16th at 8:40 p.m. Okay, so since people don't know how to wait until Tuesday for me to have my phone back so my damaged hands aren't hurting, I'm going to let everyone see this at once. I know nothing about Quartz's not safe for work account. Didn't even know they had one until today, until that day. And I'm not just going to block someone by word of mouth. If I did that, half of you would be blocked by now. I don't do word of mouth anymore. I really don't. And I need hard evidence of it because, she only showed me, the screenshot of, the actual, profile. Once you click it, that's what you see. She didn't, show any tweets from it. So, hello. And so far, all Queen has shown me is the minor lying about their age, which to me isn't grounds to be blocked. Due to the fact that, hey, I did it too, and I already covered this, and I'm not going to say it again because double trigger warning. It led to me being lots of bad.
Led to bad.
Yep, it led to bad. Now, if anyone has concrete evidence of them putting out something lewd or suggestive, then yes, I will block Quartz. And I did. Up until 2 days ago? 2 to 3 days ago? I want to say 2.
Twitter, at least.
Yeah. And I have already told Quartz this myself, so that way they don't feel like they did something wrong. Because, like, I didn't know the circumstances behind why he had it. It wasn't my business. If he didn't trust me enough to actually tell me, that is fine. And until I get that concrete evidence, I will make my choice. And I, again, asked Queen to wait 3 times. They didn't care, so like I plan to do so. And anyone that has a problem with me wanting to wait to be in the right headspace as well as comfortable, there's the door. Like, kindly leave. Like, if you don't care about my mental health enough to not harass me and let me do my own process, because my ADHD brain does things differently than your ADHD brain. So, I need water. So, yeah, May 16th at 8:40 p.m.
And after that, the chaos erupted, and all of a sudden, everything went to shit.
Yeah, because of Queen. Like, hello. And then I went on about, like, what's...
Yes, I'd like to commit war crimes against the entire country of Belgium.
And then I went on to explain, like, what's actually up with my hands. Because I have carpal tunnel. I have my carpal tunnel braces in my bed because I'm mostly in my bed drawing and stuff. And I have arthritis in both, permanent nerve damage in both, with having 30% feeling. So typing is hard. And I do have, like, a voice-to-speech on both my phone and my laptop to minimize the amount of typing I have to do. And it's such a lifesaver because I swear my hands literally used to swell up in college in class. I was like, hey, I can't type anymore because my joints literally aren't moving because of the arthritis. Don't constantly break your fingers doing stupid stuff, or else you'll end up like me. Oh, I'm so sorry. I need water. I don't have any water here, and I'm just talking. But yeah. Queen and someone else, which I'm not going to mention because they're not really a problem. They're really not. Like, they just talk to me and, like, let me explain my reasonings behind it, and they actually got it. Like the first time, actually. Like, the first time they actually got it, Queen didn't, so thank you to that person. You know who you are. And my 6 years of, you know, like, not self-harming is coming up as well. So that's pretty cool. So, yeah. And then I went on to say, did I think he had one? No, I didn't. Just thought he wanted to be around and interact with people who have the same interests as him, which, that's why fandoms are created, you know? Like, you make an account, you go to your favorite fandom to be around people that have, like, the same interests as you, interests as you. Gotta get talk now. And if I had known that he did, like, if I known that she did, I would not have, like, actively talked to you for a month. I would have been like, I would have asked you about it to, like, let you tell it yourself. And then, like, if, like, after, like, a day of, like, brewing over it, like, stewing over it, then yeah, because I'm an adult and I don't jump the gun like Queen has. So, yeah. And I also would have chewed him out, and I did chew him out whenever I found out about it. I did chew him out. And also, people didn't really take into account that I didn't know, and I had no prior knowledge of him having it. Like, they just assumed things about me, which is highly disrespectful.
I had no knowledge of why I had it.
Yeah. Like, they just assumed things about me, which is highly disrespectful. And all it took was a DM to inform me about it. Queen made me aware of it, and I asked her to wait. So that way, whenever I was feeling mentally up for it, I had the evidence and I could comb through it. But yeah, didn't do it. Just like wanted to wait until I was in a better headspace and not stressed. When she brought it to light and don't do things by word of mouth. This is like, I'm a broken record. I'm so sorry. Like no one wins by going by word of mouth anymore. And I like to see things for myself before I make a decision, and I think that's a very adult thing to do. So, me and person that actually listened the first time to like, hey, I'm actually really in a stressful situation right now. Can you not add to that, please? So, yeah. And they actually sent me like the ad to the not safe for work account, and I looked through it. Which, again, Queen didn't have the fucking courtesy to do that. So, yeah. And also, yeah. Like, this is all public. I'm reading this all from phone. So, it's... And, like, they're still up. They're still up if you guys want to read them. And then, like, there's more. There's more. So, Queen has a curious... Yep, Queen has a curious cat by the name of V1404. Hello. Pick a different path or like a different name. And people went off on her because I posted the screenshots, the pictures of the Discord conversation between me and Queen. So yeah. Also, funny how you tell someone to take a break when you yourself harass the person even when they told you not to bother them. My dog is going crazy. Hang on.
So,
Oh my god, Mouse!
Yeah, I also want to bring up the fact, actually, I'm not waiting for, I'm not waiting for back. What time? Oh, damn. We're fucking now.
She heard that I was filming and she wanted to come destroy everything. No. So yeah, my dog's down here now.
But yeah, I have a screenshot or two where Queen basically posted a screenshot of a tweet that you made around like 28th of May, talking about your stress-induced insomnia and ventricular tachycardia. And finally pronounced it right.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard word, which is why people mostly call it VTAC.
Yeah. Yeah. Queen had full right to DM you about how it could potentially harm you, because you said that those who want to know how it could harm you could DM you.
Yeah, and she didn't.
She said, quote. Yeah, and she didn't. And she said, quote, "Oh, honey, stop acting." Oh wait, I need the
Honey, stop acting like a little snowflake.
Honey, stop acting like a little snowflake. You really think you're getting sympathy by saying this? No, you just sound like a weak little child that can't take care of her own body. No, something. I have an actual heart condition, and one of the symptoms. Shit. I need to find the next part. Okay. It's ventricular tachycardia, aka a rapid heartbeat. This is often followed by dizziness, nausea, and if I don't lay down to settle my blood pressure, it ends with fainting. Alright. The joke I made with the video was that I hope that actually happened, which I realize makes me sound like an asshole. And you know what? I don't care. That is how I am. Very fun heart condition because doctors literally can't do shit about it because the cause lies too close to my natural pacemaker, and etc. And she goes on to state, and this is the most important part, it's triggered by all sorts of things: stress, heat, crowds, pain. So let me get this straight. You're ignoring Beth's heart condition, which could potentially kill her, and you had full right to ask about it, but you chose not to.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, you chose to claim that you had your own heart condition, Sarah. And you chose to basically just say that it's triggered by all sorts of stress and heat and crowds, etc. And in reality, if that were actually true, you'd be fucking dead by now.
Because all you do is put stress on your own body. And you don't step back for anything.
She doesn't put stress on her own self and other people, so at that point, if she really had a heart condition, she should be dead.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why it is stress-induced because, I was actually born with ventricular tachycardia. There is a minuscule little defect in my left ventricle in my heart. My actual natural pacemaker. That's inside of it, not near it. Which also makes it more susceptible to little tears in it and medication, because I do have ADHD and I was on my ADHD medication up until I was 18. And I also had to cut out certain foods. I had to cut out caffeine. And I was just starting my first year of college then. So, yeah. So, and I thought that it was it resolved itself, because sometimes it does. But due to the stress, it came back and it was actually worse. And I also have blood sugar problems, so a fast heart rate, high blood pressure with blood sugar problems is a very deadly combination for someone that is my size. Because I am technically considered underweight for my age, but for my size, I'm considered hey, you're good. Hello, I don't have a six-pack, but I'm skinny, and I'm 5'1.5". So, yeah, my heart overcompensates, and that overcompensation has caused ventricular tachycardia, which also causes heart damage. And I've been living with this for 21 years, so. So, yeah, I'm more susceptible to actually having a heart attack than Queen is. So, yeah, she could have killed me with the stress. And I have that medical right to say that. Because that is what my cardiologist, because she kind of hates me. She kind of hates me because it's just why is your heart like this? And I'm just I'm sorry, it's not my fault. It's really not my fault, because Queen pushed this onto me. So go ahead, say your bit, because I'm done with that little tangent.
But I love how she was also willing to make fun of my depression, and also the fact that I self-harmed because of her on her Curious Cat, but then had no problem mentioning her depression. I legit want to see her make fun of her just like she did to me. This is karma.
And she also says that she's in therapy. People in therapy do not act like that.
act like this.
They don't. They do not, because, hey,
I should be getting therapy, and I don't have therapy, so I wouldn't know, but still.
been in therapy. Hey, if you need therapy, go get therapy. Right now, I am in a good enough place to say that, hey, I am good enough to pass without medication. You like my anxiety medication and therapy. But that took 15 to 21, 7 years, I believe, 7, to get to this point where I'm okay with showing off my stomach, my body, and my scars that I caused myself. I am okay with people seeing that now. Am I ashamed of the scars? A little bit. But I am working through that. So, yeah.
Alright. I've just pulled up the screenshot where she just said something. And so, he says, quote, "And there we have it, folks. You almost drove this person to self by excuse. God, I was always thinking that Andy was in 2.0, but that just says it right to stone. Let me tell you something, kid. I also have anxiety. I also have a history of depression. Good. I don't care if I get flack for that. I don't care that she has depression because she didn't care that I had it. And she basically brought up the account. And again, here's the thing. I also addressed the account, so go back a few 10 minutes. I don't know. We've been recording for over an hour, but yeah.
Have you seen my videos? They're unedited, and I just go off on tangents. Can't help it. I have ADHD. I'm just like, what should I do?
But yeah. I'm not sure if she was talking about me or she was talking about you or whatever, but still.
She was talking about someone that she hates that she has no right to talk about. Oh my god. My dog's in my lap. No, no, no. That's a used cotton round. No, no. But anyway, continue.
But yeah, anyways. What else? Is that it?
I believe that is it, but knowing Queen.
Alright, I have questions on my curious cat. About 19 that I haven't answered, and they're all about Stovia.
Let's not get into that today.
We're not gonna go there today.
We're not.
That's more my style.
We're not, and I kind of got into it with like a Stovia positive account. I was like, no! Bad. Go to jail.
What we provided screenshots where I proved that they were breaking the law.
Mm-hmm. And Jester also cited the actual law. So we covered the legality.
We covered harassment. We covered stalking. We covered ban evading the roleplay account.
Do you want to talk about the video some more?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Do you remember anything else from that video?
No, just I didn't even watch it fully because she said my dead name.
I watched it fully, and I have terrible memory, so I can't think of anything at the moment.
See, this is why I hate having like an eidetic memory. I remember everything.
Well, welcome to Bethany Does ASMR.
That's because it's like giving me feedback, so I'm hearing myself twice.
Yeah, I think we covered basically everything.
Yeah. Oh!
I guess, should we record a clothing statement or something?
We didn't talk about the racism.
Oh, right. Damn it, right. Oh, and she also called me a sexist.
For not liking one woman that puts you in danger?
No, let me get to that after you get to the racism.
Okay, so anyway, Queen devalued a Native American story that I had permission to talk about on here, and that video is still up. And then I said on my Twitter, okay, do not refer to one clan and or tribe of Native Americans as just Indians. There are different Indian clans and tribes for a reason. Navajo, Cherokee, Sioux. They're all different. Their stories are different, even though that they are all about like basically the exact same thing. And do not generalize them either. Do not devalue a story when you have little to no knowledge on the matter. And this is coming from like an actual Native American that has both lived and studied not only her own clan stories and history, but other stories from different clans and tribes. Mostly Navajo, because that's kind of interesting to me. And they are vastly different. Think of them as people with accounts that are portraying like the same character. Same in appearance, but different in actions and thoughts. Their culture, their rules. Their account, their rules. Don't like it? Keep your mouth shut and leave. Like you, just mute. Like it's not that hard to do. Like seriously, it's really not that hard to do.
She says that she did like 2 seconds of Google research. I want to see that research. Here,
The research from Google University brought up the most common story, which is not the only story.
Yes, Google University also taught me that vaccines cause autism. And all opinionated dudes are considered mansplainers?
If you hate one woman, you're sexist to all women?
One woman, you're sexist to all women?
I guess I should get onto that, right?
Yeah, because, like, hello, female.
Hello, female.
No, that's a door.
So,
Come here.
So I mentioned that I made 2 videos on Queen. The first one was like 20 minutes, and that's now up on BitChute. And the other one was basically where I addressed 2 of Queen's claims. I forgot which ones they were, but I think during that video, I said that Queen could literally do anything else with her time. And those things that I mentioned were cooking or watching Real Housewives. Those are like 2 of the things I mentioned. The rest were like drawing or playing video games or going outside and touching some fucking grass. And apparently that makes me a sexist. If I were a sexist, I wouldn't have defended a woman, aka Pastel, defended another woman, aka Beth. I wouldn't be friends with several women, again, Beth and Pastel, along with several other women. And I also wouldn't have dated a woman at one point. I also wouldn't simp for several female characters.
Luna being one of them?
Speaking of Pastel, fucking punk-ass Charlister shippers are harassing her again.
Really?
Yes. Especially the person that sexualized her when she was like 17. You know,
Yeah, I saw the video.
I saw the video.
I'm gonna let God handle this, because if I handle it, I'm gonna go to jail.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I am not a sexist. I'm not a sexist. I am Jesus.
Oh, Pastel tweet.
But yeah, the screw Queen. Do we have anything else?
Harassment, racism, doxing, illegal doings, ban evading,
We've addressed the
stalking.
RP account, we've addressed several other things. Yeah, I think that's it. I guess let's this off with a statement. It's sad that Queen was just... Sad that Queen is like 28 years old, and she's choosing to act like this towards you, someone who has a little heart condition and fucked up hands and cannot handle stress.
Mm-hmm.
And me, someone who is half her age, a minor, and also in fucking high school, and was also preyed on and gaslighted the past year and a half.
I found the stalking stuff. I found more stalking stuff.
Alright, read it off while I go deal with something.
Go ahead. Okay, so... Badgering after 3 times, asking her to wait, valid reasons, didn't really care, but anyway, stalking me and the minor, who she has blocked but claims that she does not stalk me, but considering that I never told her this account's at, she willingly added me, and I believe that is stalking because I never told her this account's at. I never did. And she also has screenshots that she posted onto her Twitter, as well as in the video that she posted from my private accounts, which she does not know about because they are mine and I actually run one with my twin sister, so that's pretty fun. Like, I never gave her that and she's blocked, so doesn't have my consent or permission, but anyway, like, that's stalking, that's cyber stalking, which is illegal. And it's also, like, basically creepy as hell. Like, she's basically 30 years old and is stalking a 21-year-old that she's harassed. How sad and pathetic do you have to be to do that to someone? To do that to someone half your age? And also devaluing one of many versions of a Native American story, which she knows very little about, is also racist, and also making comments about my skin tone, whatever. Most of my genealogy, like a major part, is white. Like, so what? I still have 14% Native American in me, and I know their ways. And she did it again, publicly. Just because you Googled Wendigo and got the most common story does not mean that my clan's story is false. Because different tribes should automatically equal different teachings, traditions, stories, for a very valid reason, because they're different. And also, worrying about my friends who know the full story and agree with me that what Queen is doing is A, morally wrong, B, harassment, and C, that she needs to grow the hell up and act her age. And that they also know, like, everything that happened with Eden, because I'm just like, hey, I need a rant. You want to hear? Sure, go ahead and rant. I'll just listen. And then I went on to talk about, like, the doxing. Doxing is when you publicly post anyone's personal info, name, age, address, initials, etc., without that info already being public knowledge, along with the person whose info you publicly post does not know. Like, so what? A minor had their personal account on their YouTube channel. You can choose whether or not to go view it, and Queen willingly chose to view the personal account of a minor. Queen willingly admitted to that to me, willingly added me and admitted to that to me personally. And also, any further harassment brought on by Queen will be met with legal action on the grounds of mental distress, stalking, doxing, targeted harassment, and endangering a minor. And obviously, like, there's so much more that this person has done. But, like, victims have asked me to keep it private, and I shall do that. You know, patient-doctor confidentiality and all. Can't really disclose any patient's info. HIPAA might take away my license. And I'm also a decent human being that knows that if someone says no, wait, stop to me, I will not do something. I will wait on an issue, and I will stop doing something. In short, Queen has made both me and a minor highly uncomfortable with her actions. And I have more tweets. I wanted to type this out in the last thread too, but it was already getting way too long as it was. Since I started calling me out, she has blamed and guilt-tripped me in order for a laundry list of things that we either didn't know or that we have no control of. A, other people know about my problems because they stuck around for more than a month, and they actually asked, and they actually talked to me regularly. You did not, Queen. Like, I'm taking depression, anxiety, nerve damage in her hands, dyslexia, and now ventricular tachycardia, which, yeah, fancy. Like, yeah, I was born with it. I'm allowed to talk about things that I'm born with, like my twin. and all things that she's never brought up until it became convenient for her to do so, to use as a shield. No, it wasn't convenient for me. I brought it up because there are actual people on my accounts that give a shit about me. And she says that it shows I use it as a shield. Since when? Talking about my problems isn't necessarily using it.
Use her own problems as a shield for herself.
Yeah, she literally does the thing that she's accusing me of. Like, I don't use it as a shield. I'm just like, hey, I'm uncomfortable, and if someone asks me, hey, why? I'm just like, hey, kind of triggered right now. Can I have a minute? But anyway, let's keep this going. Like, before I called her out on her behavior, she did this with Eden too. Using your trauma as a way of gaining sympathy and woe is me. No, I fucking didn't. Because I even have the screenshot that is still public in a thread about Eden. That is still public. And Queen also commented on it too. I didn't mention that I was dark happenings to me. Personally to Eden. Eden used a very big trigger for me, and I said, hey, can you please not use that? That was after the first time he used it. The second time, he got blocked. Like, hello? That's me using my trauma as well as my knowledge of, like, hey, I asked you once to not do this, you did it again, goodbye. There's the door, make sure it hits you in the ass whenever you leave. And, like, she went on to say, like, the worst thing is that she's afraid I'm doing this to my friends. You mean my friends that have known me for over a month up to 3 years on here? Funny how they're my friends whenever I trust them enough with sensitive topics like this. And funny how I don't trust you, Queen. Need I say more? Like, hello? And she went on to say, like, hey, like in a private conversation with her, which she also posted about. She posted screenshots from it, and I was like, okay, you're not putting, like, the full story out there. And people that know me know that, hey, yeah, people know that I don't like opening up to people that I don't really know. And Queen, she was basically a stranger to me. She's a stranger that turned into my enemy in this. She also went to talk about, like, oh, I know that she won't do the same for others if they ask her to back off due to their traumas flaring up. I literally put a trigger warning of caps for someone that has a mental disability, just in case, like, it actually did trigger them, because loud noises to some, or like the implication of a loud noise, is triggering to some. And they DM'd me personally, actually, saying, oh, you didn't have to do that. I was like, but I wanted to in case I offended you, because you're a precious being, and I don't want to, like, trigger you in any way, shape, or possible, because you have not done that to me. Like, hello? I don't treat people like shit like you do, Queen. I am not you. I am not Eden. I don't throw out triggers like that. I put a trigger warning, like I did in this video. I put disclaimers. Like, hello. This is just pathetic, really. pitiful even when you can't use actual arguments and have to resort to a woe is me tactic. Like, so you harassing me over me not being in the correct headspace at that time? That was me being, oh, woe is me, leave me alone until I'm better? Pretty shitty, Queen. Pretty fucking shitty. And she also, like, left off with, good luck on getting far in life with that. Newsflash, you won't. I feel bad for her friends. Well, good thing they're my friends and not yours. Because they agree with me. Because I told them technically both sides. Because, thorough bitch over here. Like, hello. Literally, there's this lovely little thing called communication between two consenting adults. It's how a relationship is formed. Two consenting beings, two consenting humans. Communication. I trust Quartz with this information because we have communicated. I trust my friends with this information because we have communicated almost on a daily basis for 3 years. I trust my twin sister with this information because she's my twin and we communicate. I trust my boyfriend with this information because we are both consenting adults that communicate with each other whenever something is wrong. Like, a little bit of communication on your part could have saved us a lot of legal turmoil, you know? Could have saved you $250,000 and 5 years in jail. But here we are. That's all.
Right. I think, have we got everything out?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I guess it's time for our closing statement.
Don't be like Queen.
It's like 28, and she's pathetic because he continues to do this.
She publicly and privately does this.
And, Queen, if you are watching this, because I know that she's gonna watch it, go touch some fucking grass, get a fucking job, your waffles suck, and finally, maybe get out of every fandom that has minors in it, because you clearly cannot be trusted around them.
You can't be trusted around adults either, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to take so much time.
For some reason, like, just like, subscribe to Beth, and I guess this is it. See you lads in the next video, I guess. And I guess we cut off the recording.
Thank you so much for joining me to talk. So that was Quartz. He is my friend. Yes, he is a minor, but he's just my friend. He's more like a little brother to me, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Even then, I meet no one's standards.
By the way, they can still hear you on my end because I don't have like a audio recording. It's just like my laptop. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to all of my ADHD tangents.
Thank you for listening to this video in general.
And hey, go follow him because he makes like gaming content that's just like talking about like heavy stuff. If you're into that, trigger warning. But
I make commentary.
yes. Me, I just make videos for the hell of it because I like talking about stuff that interests me or annoy the absolute hell out of my soul. And I'm sad that Jester couldn't pop in, but that is perfectly fine. But I will end with this. If someone you know is, like actively putting out harassing things about someone that they don't like and that person has them blocked and they have screenshots of it, maybe distance yourself from them because it could happen to you. It could happen to you. And legality bullshit and all that, and then you'll be like me up at 6 in the morning with a legal team emailing you just like, hey, so Queen's doing this, and I'm just like, yeah, I know. Do you want literally 3 months of bullshit, or so yeah, be careful who you befriend. Be careful who you trust, because I did actually trust Queen. But anyway, I think that is all. As always,
like an hour and 44 minutes.
Yeah, my first video was like 3 hours long, so it's fine.
Someone's at my door.
So this is what I'm going to end off with. Don't be like Queen. Please do not be like Queen. You do not want to aspire to be someone like that. Someone that harasses and literally does not care about another human being's mental health. You do not want to be someone like that. You should always care about the other person that you are talking to, whether it's in person or through a screen, because behind that screen there is an actual human being that has feelings, and that could be one wrong sentence away from leaving the earth, for good. Make good choices. Don't aspire to be like Queen. Don't idolize serial killers. That's not good either. Don't like Stovia because it's literally wrong. It's disgusting. And whenever you are talking about heavy things, I stress self-care. Have a self-care day. And that is all. I am signing off now. I'm going to make myself the biggest cup of tea. And my next video would be in Armenian folklore. It's about the Alk. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be up possibly around the same time this video is, if I buck up the courage to actually film after this, because I'm kind of drained. My voice is just like, stop talking. But that's all. See ya in my next video. Bye.